Hi guys, it's Kelly from Coffee Sunshine Paper, and I am here today with this adorable Lassie book that was ready to go out yesterday, but I was standing in line at the post office and just had a feeling that I needed to look at my messages. The person who ordered this is a repeat customer, so I just wanted to check if there was an old message. I didn't have any instructions on this one. And sure enough, in her message from January was that she didn't want any coffee dyed. And I knew that I had this one loaded up with coffee dyed. So I'm in line at the post office and I'm like, oh no, can't do it. So got on the Etsy app and just changed the ship by date. I sent her a note. I didn't tell her, like, my aha moment in line, but I did say that I, had reread an old message and realized. So today, in the video today, I just want to make that correction, fix the oops, and get this ready to send out today. All right. So if this is yours, I don't want to say your name, but JB, if this is yours and you want to be surprised, turn it off now because we're going to get inside there. Okay. All right. I'll give you a second. Turn off the video. Okay, let's go. All right. So inside we have my typical, yep, there it is. Lots of coffee dyed. You guys know how I do it by now if you follow me. It's such a cute journal. I'm really happy with it. So I just want to fix those little mistakes, right? Can't believe I didn't read that. Here's my scissors. Okay, so we're gonna go in and just get rid of these strings. They're nice and tight, which is a good thing. Okay, I probably have smaller scissors somewhere. Struggling when I don't need to. I'm sure that I have smaller scissors. I thought that I had them. Oh, of course, it's not where I would look for it first. Okay, well, that's on me. Right, we should always be putting things back where we would look for them first. And it is not, so I will figure it out with these larger ones. They work just fine. So yeah, I was kind of bummed out that I couldn't get it out to her, but she didn't indicate she was in a hurry, so there's the first signature, the second one, and the third one. All right, so I'm going to replace the coffee dyed with just kind of some plainish paper. And she did mention that she likes grid and color. So I found some things in my stash that have grid and color. I just want to make sure I get this order right. All right, so this gotta go. But I do have this grid paper here that's kind of fun. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, so it is finally spring here in the Northeast. Super nice outside. I just took my dog out for a little, not even a walk. She just kind of sniffs around now. But I took her out. Oh, I'm going to have to trim that down a bit. Okay. And it is just lovely. And looking around, some of the trees, you see the buds. I'm in central Connecticut, so it's been a cold one. There's lots of snow this year, lots of cold. So it's so nice to see the buds on the trees. My forsythia has buds on it too. Yeah, I like this one there. And maybe I should mark it now while I'm doing this. I don't do this very often, so I don't really have a system for marking these, but I'll figure it out. You guys are gonna hang out with me while I figure this out. So the forsythia, I noticed, had some buds, and my lilacs and little things are starting to come up out of the ground, which is so fun. Just keep that there. Yeah, it's been super cold. So here's another one that has to go. So I did a grid, so now maybe color. This is a pretty color. Yeah, so we're just excited around here to see life on the trees and the ground again. It's so sunny too. It makes me want to take a nice long walk. I haven't had a long walk in a while. And that's on me, right? Because I do have a treadmill, so I could walk anytime I want. But I don't know. There's something about when it's just cold and it's been so dark that you don't even want to move. You just want to cozy down on your couch, find a good show. This one's gotta go. So then let's do, how about this sort of nature, pretty little image there. I had found this paper in a thrift store one time. It was so cute, and then of course I run out because I was using it so much. And let's cut off the top. And I was bummed out because I didn't have it anymore, and I really like to put it in all my journals. It's just a pretty little image, and you know, people can write or whatever, and it's not super thin, so you could tape or glue. Pretty good sturdiness, but I ran out, of course, and so I took the, you know, you use the camera, right, and just kind of Google image something, and I had it. They had one on eBay. It was more than I wanted to pay, but I was just so happy to have it back. So cute. So I guess let's just maybe poke the holes and then get them back into their spots and hope for the best, right? I kind of wanted to do this all at once, but the way I did the holes, can you just tell I haven't done this before? Okay, I guess we'll just individual poke the holes because I know they line up where they're supposed to. I'm sure there's a more efficient way, and I'm just not doing it. such is my life. Oh. Anyway, I just want to make sure I get this back out to her and fix this mistake. So now, lesson learned, right? Like, I really have to pay attention and read those messages. It just, the address looked familiar, you know? Like, I know I've sent stuff to her before, but I knew this order didn't have any kind of special message, you know? So, okay, I think we have it back where we need it. Make sure I get everything the right side. I try to go kind of something more clean. I don't really want two flowers together. So where was the other one? I had 3 of them. Oh, I put 2 planes together. Silly. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so you go there. I think I want you next to these pretty butterflies. And we'll put color next to black and white. And then we'll go this one and our barns. Okay, so I think this is good now. And I'll just go through and poke those holes again, make sure everybody's in line. Okay, I like that one. Next. Next. Okay. Is there, yeah, maybe if I do all 3 at once, right? Is that more efficient? Let's see. We're gonna play around and see. So there's a grid and then a plane, but with color. And then like kind of nature inspired. Let's sort of the 3 different papers I'm using to replace the coffee dye mistake. Okay, so you guys are pretty much the same height. I want that pretty image not cut down, so we're going to cut down at the bottom just a hair. Just a hair. And all the widths are fine. It's just they're a little long. And I don't think I need to mark because I'm gonna go back through the whole group with the all. So I don't think I have to mark individually like I did before. Were you telling me that? Were you yelling at your computer or your phone? Like, what are you doing? You're being so inefficient. Yes, I am. Well, okay, let's get them out of there. How about this first one is sort of plainish. This is a fun, it was like a lined notebook paper, but all the blue lines bled, which I think ended up kind of cool. So let's put you there. And then this is like kind of crinkled up look on one side, but then I coffee dyed it. So it looks coffeed and crinkled. It's kind of fun too. Let's go graph paper there. And this one, kind of a little honeycomb hexagons. And I'll do this one here. I think though that I want to have that image on the inside. Let's see. Do we like it like that? Yeah, that's pretty. How about the other side? Yeah, let's do that. Gonna have something pretty on this side, and it's got this pretty image on that side, so you don't need, you know, just kind of give the eyeball a rest or something. All right, I like those. Good. And our last one, coffee. Still, it's on the early side. All right, let's get our strings out of there first. So getting ready for a fun little trip. I'm going to go away with some girlfriends next weekend. That should be fun. I don't know exactly what I'm wearing because who knows if anything fits me from last summer. So that's going to be interesting. I really want to get in there like today to make sure that I am all set for that. There's, I think 9 of us are going. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of giggling, cackling. So here's the decision also to make. Do people like the little fringy things? I know some people, a lot of us junk journalers are texture people, right? But some people like really hate these things. So I guess I will cut them off. So, you know, if that hurts your heart, I apologize, but I just don't know. You know, some people literally hate those little things. I see it at school all day. I'm a school teacher. And so I see some students are like, get these things off my paper. So we'll make sure we do. All right, so back to, let's see, I had one in here. So we'll put this one in here. This is kind of cool. Like it looks, you know, like some of those handmade papers or stamped or something. That's cool. Again, thrift store. You know, and when I run out of it, I'm definitely going to look for more because I do like it. This one just has a very faint dot grid. I don't know if you can tell. Get a little closer. And then how about we do the plain one here. Yep, I like that. And then this, I love this paper. It's really thick. It's nice and thick. And I just love the splot, you know, blotches or splotches or whatever you want to call them, and how it dripped. You know, sometimes you just move it around and it just drips in a really cool way. I like how that one turned out. And then our little grid. Okay, so that's what the order is. We will put it back. Again, I try to do something, you know, kind of decorative and then something plain, because I don't know how people are using these. I don't know if we're writing or taping or gluing. So when you order, if you want to tell me, if you're writing, I'll add more pages that have space. You know, like there's a lot of writing you could do on this page, even though there's pretty things going on. So I can try to make that happen. Just tell me. Or if you just like the variety, right? Some people just like the variety. All right, so I think we're good now. I think this was the order I had it in. So let's bring the cover back out. Okay, and so you've probably seen this 100 times. You probably don't need to see me sew a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but in case you are new, okay, we're all lined up. I'm gonna make sure I'm all lined up there. Good. Everything, that's the front. Everything's in the right spot there. Perfect. Okay, so now I have to poke the holes, and like, you know, most of the pages already have the holes, so I don't really have to worry about that. But you're gonna need a little awl or something to poke the holes. And this should be easy because it's already done on the majority of the papers. Yep, very easy. Don't get your finger in the back there. Very easy. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside for a minute. Same thing with this one. Turning it inside out, poking through. There's just a couple pages that don't have the hole yet, but they are cooperating nicely. Let's set it aside. Make sure these are all lined up. On the inside pages, I'm not too worried about them lining up, but this middle page needs to be in the right spot there. As long as you get one in there, the rest of them will be nicely lined up, right? That one doesn't look like it was. What's going on there? Now we're gonna see, right? The good news is I have time to fix anything that goes terribly wrong right now. So here we go. I like to start with the last one. And got my black thread. I have no fancy way of storing my floss, but this works for me in my brain. So little baggies, right? So I have kind of like the hot colors and the more cool colors, and then all my neutrals. So that's my fancy schmancy storage system for my floss. Obviously, no storage system. They're bags. And then you want to do 3 times, which is always extra. So you can be conservative about your 3. But if you worry, like me, then you go extra anyway, even though you know there's going to be extra. And of course, this mess always happens. Part always reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have kids and they come with, sometimes you buy those tents, right? And they come with those, you just have to kind of crush it to get it back together. You know, there's no system. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those tents. So like sometimes I just do this, you know, and hope the knot just kind of, it's like I used to do with those tents. And they come with instructions on how to, you know, put them back together, but I don't know, it never worked for me, so I just kind of attacked it. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but who knows, right? Here's another fancy system that I have for my needles. So, very fancy, lots of holes. Yeah. So I guess the lesson is you don't need anything fancy to do this, right? You do need a couple tools, but they don't have to be Nothing you need to buy, right? I had that little index card. See, this is what is interesting. I've just poked this hole up here, but the butterfly, oh, I wonder if they got turned around. The butterflies got turned around, I bet. So that hole's lined up fine. Yeah, now we're okay. All right, I think they just got turned around, which should be fine because the top and the bottom should still be okay, right? I don't like all these double holes I have going on here. I just wonder if it got, see, these holes are fine. Those are all fine. Those are fine. These are just different than what I marked. Let me grab another one of those peach ones. So I don't think you're gonna see what I marked, but I don't want to take a chance, you know? So let's just get rid of this one. We did have to cut off a little from the bottom, right? All right. And this one has like the book holes versus my holes, so I'm not going to use that as a reference. We're going to use this one. All right, where's my? I don't need a pen. I'm just going to use the hole itself to poke. Again, there is probably a much more efficient way than what I'm currently doing. So, if you guys have a better way, and just put it in the comments. I don't know. Maybe you've never had to take one apart before. And obviously I don't have a lot of experience with this, as you can tell by my inefficiency. Okay, but I think that's good. So that is on this one. And this guy had the book holes and my pokey holes. So I think that's lined up nicely there. Okay, this was the one I marked that I didn't like, or is that the new one? I think that's the new one. Yeah, this is the marked one, so let's get that out of my way. Here's the new one. Okay. That's good. And then the butterflies. Okay, now the butterflies, I don't care which way they go. But now I feel like, I don't know, I might grab a different butterfly paper because I don't like all the holes that are going on right there. I feel like, okay, just give me a sec. Alright, so we have more butterflies. Very pretty paper. And I don't want all the holes that I had in the first one, right? So we will cut that one down. I'm going to save that. Like, that still has a lot of use for me. That is certainly not garbage. I just didn't like all the holes that were in the middle. So trimming it down a little bit. And beautiful. Okay. So now we will see. Everything's upright. Right? We'll go inside out. And the butterflies will get brand new holes. Very easy going in, so I can tell everything's lined up where it's supposed to be. Okay, so that was not bad. Not a bad thing that happened, right? Easy to fix. Okay, here we go again. Let's try that again. Here's my needle. Get the camera here. All right, here we go. Okay, 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Plenty of tutorials out there if you've never done it before. It's a great beginning stitch. Very simple. I do suggest that you practice just on kind of folded clumps of paper. Maybe don't do your first time with a book. Just a suggestion. This hole's being a little stubborn, no big deal. It happens. Okay. And it's real good stitch for beginners, I think. And normally this goes a little faster, but I have you know, certain, oops, sorry, I'm off screen here. Certain challenges with, you know, twice punched holes. Trying to be really careful. And through here. And I'm in a rush. I have plenty of time to get to the post office. There's no rush. If you're watching, you might want to up the speed to 1.25 if this is slow for you. Okay, this is the part that gets tricky with the 3-hole pamphlet, is making sure you're going through, I'll put it closer to you guys, through the hole you already punched, not separating the strings if you use embroidery floss, right? So sometimes you have to really look at the individuals. Yep, okay. And where are you? Okay, again, individuals. So this guy, can you see? Just taking your time. And I can see I have gone through some holes, but I know how to fix that. I've done that 100 times. All right, so don't pull hard right now. So we're gonna fix if we, oh, my neighbor's out, I hear the pup. Okay, so I pulled just a little bit together so that if I did go through the holes, I can see it, right? And I do think I went through. No? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so I have to fix this. I'm not gonna pull, I'm not gonna pull anymore. I'm gonna gently take the one and pull it through the other without, so sometimes you gotta just kind of give them a little space. See who needs to go through who without separating the strings. And it's this one that needs to come through. Okay, so just gently pulling there. All right, so that's the only part, you know, that you kind of have to be worried about, is that you didn't go through too many of the strings. But again, you saw me fix it. You just have to go slow, right? Don't try to rush that part. Okay, and then 3, I do 3 knots. And I like to leave the strings a little long for folks so that if they want, they can put beads or charms or something fun on the end. And then just gonna give a little fold here in between my pages. Just make sure they're lying flat and nobody got, you know, moved around too much and all the turning and poking. And I think it looks good. Yeah. Okay, so there's one. Then my second one, same thing. What was this one? I think that was middle part. And again, you know, if you've seen this 100 times, you don't need to see it again. I just kind of wanted to hop on and show you my oops and that it's not the end of the world to just take it apart and do it again. Yeah. And lesson learned, right? Read the messages. Back messages, right? It wasn't a new message. This was from January. So I should have checked in as soon as I got the order and been like, do you still not like coffee time? You know, most people are not going to change their mind between January and March. If she didn't like coffee in January, she's not going to like it in March, right? So that's on me. So again, if you're watching, sorry it's a day late, but I did get that nice little feeling in line at the post office. Like, I don't know. Part of me was kind of mad that I got the feeling because I was like all set to send it out, but then I knew she'd be disappointed, so I couldn't let that happen. Could not let that happen. This isn't normally a struggle, but I don't know if it's a combination of like I'm taping, so I want it to, you know, go smoothly, so it's not. Or I haven't had enough coffee yet today, perhaps. That's a problem too. All right, so this is the hole that if you're going to have trouble with 3-hole pamphlet stitch, it is here. So you just got to make sure you're going in exactly through. And I think because I've already done this, like it's cooperating. This cooperated nicely. But again, do you see? Whoops, where are we? Okay. Do you see how I can tell already that I went through string, right? So you're just gonna just try to correct it before we need to correct it, right? We'll still be careful in this next phase. Oh, I can see I did go through, right? So before you try to separate and start pulling, just give it a little tug to see, get in there, to see where that mistake is. And it's not even a mistake, right? It's just, there's so many strings here. So there's the problem. You see it? Okay, but we're going to fix it. It's this one that needs to come out. Done. So no problem at all. Just a little slow down in the process, but you know, there's no reason to go fast. So then I just do 3 knots. You're making sure that you have one on one side, one on the other. Again, you probably have seen this 100 times. Preaching to the choir here, right? But I like to go one way and then go the other way. And then go back the original way. And I can zoom back out now. Again, leaving strings a little bit on the longer side. So when you get these and you don't want this, if you don't need or want, you can snip them off super close. Or, you know, if you want them to lay more flat like this and just snip them at the ends here. Whatever you want to do with them. I leave them for you because I don't know. What's happening to these guys after they leave my hands. I know you're having fun. That's all I know. Right? I don't know if you're writing or if you're doing an art journal, but I know you're having fun. So keep having fun, right? Every day, a little bit of fun. It doesn't have to be serious time spent, right? I just have 10 minutes in I love starting my day, my planner in the morning with my coffee. Like, that's fun for me to just sort of put a couple stickers on, you know, before anybody's up. It's to me, and I tell my sister it's sticker therapy. Trying to get her on board. Not everybody is an adult fan of stickers, so, you know, I don't anticipate the world will be a better place because of stickers, but I'm just saying they are fun and they make me happy. I don't have my planner up here. I'll show you what I mean by my sticker therapy. I think that you've probably seen it before, though, if you watch my videos. All right, so it's this last hole that can be potentially the part where we need to slow down, but we can do it. Oh, that was very cooperative. I don't know how I got lucky there. Let me zoom in and show you what I mean. So again, I just give it a little pull to make sure everybody did the right thing during the sewing, and it looks like they did. Okay, so we get one on one side, one on the other. And a nice, not too tight, but you know, you want it to have some tension there. One way, and then the other way. Whoop. And then that first way again. Okay, I think we did it. All right, here's where your needle, whoops, your needle needs to go back home, right, wherever it lives. So take a minute, put your needle away. A very fancy situation here. Okay, so needle goes home. It's the most important thing is at your craft desk, right? Put things back where you would look for them first. I learned that from watching a lot of Dana K. White videos. She's the Slob Comes Clean. And she always says, just put things where you would look for them first. So I have that nice little mantra going through my brain every time I'm cleaning up the craft desk. Where does this go? Where would I look for it first? If you've never seen her videos, she's really good. Helps the decluttering brain. All right, there she is. Lassie is ready to go home today. Thanks for hanging out with me and watching me fix my silly mistakes. Remember, you don't need a lot to do this. You need a needle, you need some thread, something to poke a hole with. I think I got this on Amazon for like $2. So, yeah, I hope it's nice where you guys are too. I'm gonna get outside today. It's 50 and sunny, and you know, it's funny because if it was this temperature, you know, in August or September, we'd be like, oh my God, it's cold out. But man, when it hits in March, when you get a day like this in March, you just have hope. Spring is here. It's probably our, well, it is our second day, right? Yesterday was our first day of spring. So it's here. I hope it looks like it's here where you're watching, or at least, you know, you have a nice plant that you can watch grow. Anyway, enjoy the day, and I'll be back with another video soon. If you have anything you want to see me do, please leave it in the comments, and check out my Etsy shop if you are looking for book covers, journals that I can send you like this already done, or I can send you a cover and a kit. The kit is like 20 plus pages of you know, just various book pages that you see me use in here. So you can do it yourself. You can sew your own things together. And I do try it, right? Just try it with, take just 2 pieces of paper, right? Fold them together and just try the 3-hole pamphlet stitch on the 2 papers. And then you'll get brave and you'll try it with a book or something more sturdy, right? But it's super fun and it's super easy. So please try. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Enjoy. Okay, bye-bye.